Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to another video. Today, or this evening, we're going to look at the Wargaming stream and update 7.0. There is a lot of things coming, a lot of good things, and it is going to be a really good update. Mostly the graphics, they are updating the graphics visual. As you can see now, the hit markers, good good thing to add. I mean, it's a nice little thing to add, and it just looks really cool. It just looks really cool. Now, each hull is different for each shell. As you can see, that was an APCR shell, and they are different to the AP. And that is the same with HE. It's a bit different. Also, the holes is different if you bounce as well. It looks a bit different if you don't penetrate. It does look a bit different. So this is from the Wargaming stream. I've just literally recorded and just taken out the sound, so you haven't got no sound. I didn't want to be talking with sort of Alex and Tony talking in the background. So this, I think, is a great addition to the game. In Wargaming, this update are making the visual side of it just look really good, and they are working really hard in adding these. Well, actually, it's quite a big thing. So to stabilize the some people's devices, the hit markers will only be seen from 100 meters away, up to 100 meters away. And in sniper mode, I think it's 300 or 400 meters. So sniper mode, you're going to see them pretty much, but without sniper mode, not so much. Next up, we have the trails, the track trail, and again, this is a really good addition. Just something little that just goes so far. You know, it's the visual side of the game is now going to look sort of really cool. And again, just to stabilize people's devices, the tracks will only stay for around 10 seconds. If they stayed all game, then with 14 tanks on each game, it will break and pretty much blow up people's devices. So they're only going to stay for around 10 seconds. More visual, I mean, the water, they've updated the water, just making the water look much better. So again, nice little adjustment there. A lot of people with the low end devices probably won't be able to play these, or it might affect it a little bit, just like we have here with the shadows. You can see the shadow of the tree on the ground. Now if you drive under it, you will see, or over the shadow, the shadow will go onto your tank. Again, it's something minor, it's something little, but it goes a long way, and it just makes it more realistic. And as you can see here with the building on top of the tank, you go out and it just makes it look a lot better. So next up, I mean, Wargaming in the stream, Wargaming didn't really do this any justice. So at the moment, if you break anything, it literally just explodes. So what Wargaming have added is, if you break something, it will break in the direction of travel, and it will sort of go that way. Where now, if you break something, it literally just explodes and it doesn't really go anywhere. It just like disappears. Where now, if you go forward into a fence, the fence will go sort of, it'll break forward. But this didn't really, Wargaming didn't really do it any justice in this video. So nice add there, and of course people with the low end devices, they can turn it off. You can see the tank trails, the shell hit marks, and you can see the shadow display. Myself personally, I have a Razer phone 2, so I always have everything on high settings anyway. My device can handle it. And again, PC users, I have 120 frames per second. I don't really use 120 frames per second on my Razer phone because there's no need. And it just ruins my battery. So next up, gun recoil. And I think, again, this is a big add, and it doesn't affect any. You can't turn this off. But it doesn't affect anyone's devices. And you can see the gun, as it shoots, it just backs up, it just recoils and goes in. And again, the littler guns you won't really notice, but these big guns, you can just see the KV2 there. Every time it shoots, the gun recoils back in. So again, lovely add there from Wargaming. Visual side, the graphics, it just makes the game look a bit better, and things like the grill, you can see it a bit more because it goes sort of behind. Lastly, pretty much, or most importantly, is a new tech tree, the British Lights, and we're going to start from the FV301. Now it is going to go up from the Comet. I think it's around. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say how much XP, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say just in case. I do know how much XP it takes to get each one, but Wargaming didn't say it in their stream, so I'm not going to say it. You just have to wait and see. It's actually from the tier 10. It's actually quite a lot. It is quite a lot. I'm not going to lie. Quite a lot of XP needed to get the tier 10. So this one, the FE301, it kind of looks OP. I'm not going to lie. It does kind of look OP. Really, really good rate of fire, 3.2 seconds with adrenaline. So it has that low alpha gun, but it's the quick firing, just like the Comet pretty much. But these light tanks that are being added have the best view range in the game. All three of these tanks, the tier 8, the tier 9 and the tier 10, have the best view range in the entire game. So you can use it as a light tank should be used. Go into spot early on, seeing where the team are, and then you can decide where you want to go with that. But the only problem is, which I'm kind of upset about, is these are British tanks. Like, they've got no hesh. They've got no hesh. I do kind of probably think that they would be broke with hesh, but they could have adjusted it. They could have put more on the reload or something, but they've decided not to go with the hesh. They do have higher HE pen. Not entirely sure on what the pen is on this one, but I think the tier 9 is around 105 millimeters, so not too bad. So that is the tier 8. It kind of looks OP, same as this one, the Vickers Cruiser. Again, this kind of looks OP. Now this one it doesn't have the quick reload as the other tank does, the FE301. I mean, the reload's pretty good, 7.3 seconds, and it does have the 350 alpha gun. So it has the high alpha gun it's even high for a medium in tier 9. So being a light tank, I think that is going to be very, very nice. The accuracy is really good. The aim time is really, really good. And of course, you have that high HE pen. You have the very good gun depression and very, very quick speed. 65 kilometers an hour these go. So you can use them literally as light tanks should be used. And you can see here a HE in the back. You could do 550 damage, I think, with the HE on this thing. So this, again, this looks kind of broke. I do think this is going to be nerfed eventually. It looks really nice. I can't wait to play this. I think I'm going to play this first when the new line comes out. I've got enough free XP to get the whole line pretty much. I don't really need to get the tier 10 just yet because I did test the tier 10, so I've already aced it. So I'm probably going to go with this straight away. As soon as the line comes out, I'm probably going to free XP for this tank. It does look really, really, really nice, and I can't wait to play this tank. Moving on to the tier 10, of course, as I've said, I have played this tank. I like the tank. The Vickers Light. Now, what Wargaming have done, they want to distinguish each light tank in tier 10. Of course, there's 3 light tanks in each in tier 10, and they want to make them all different. So they want this one to be like a sniper, I think they've said. They want the Batchat to be like a machine gun, and they want the Sheridan to be like a shotgun. So they're 3 light tanks in tier 10, but they're all played pretty much completely different. This is just your normal medium-y kind of tank. The Batchat, of course, is the autoloader, and then you have the Sheridan, which has the high alpha shot. So they are all played pretty much. They can be played differently, and they all have their own sort of game on the battlefield. Again, this is quite a nice tank. I enjoy it. It has that high HE. It has the 350 damage, and it has the very good speed. And just like the others, it has the view range, one of the best, or the best in the game for these 3 tanks. So a really, really, really good update. And not only that, but there is some nerfs and some buffs. And of course, we're going to look at the Sheridan. So, well, we're not going to look at it. The Sheridan is being nerfed, and the engine power is decreased from 650 to 485. So it's going to go slower. The missile range decreased to 300 millimeters, so it won't go as far. And the missile speed is decreased. So if you're on a hill and there is a tank the other side of the hill, it's going to now be a lot harder to get that missile down in time to get that shot off. So that is a big nerf. I do think this is a very, very big nerf. Not sure why they haven't done the same to the T92E1, but for now, I like what Wargaming are doing. I mean, everyone's complaining about the missiles. Yes, they don't belong in the game, but every update since, one of them have been nerfed. So they are trying to balance it. They really want to keep the missiles in the game because it brings variety to tier 10. Again, it doesn't belong in the game, but I do appreciate what Wargaming are doing. They're looking at nerfing and they're trying to balance it just out. Backchat, better dispersion on the move turret traverse travels there I put. I'm going to change it actually. Better engine power as well to make it a little bit better. So that is pretty much it. I think there's one more, which is the STB. The view range is slightly less because it's just too good, and it has pretty much the view range of a light tank. So that is it, guys. Very, very good update. I can't wait for this update. And there will be an event as well for Blitz birthday in June, and you will be able to get a free tank. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'll see you all. Bye-bye.